Welcome to this video. Today, we're diving into modern smart infrastructure. Now, on the surface, it looks like the absolute peak of efficiency, right? But the source material we're analyzing today makes a pretty wild argument. There is a hidden code governing human mobility. We're going to break down their findings on what might literally be happening right outside your front door.
Think about autonomous freight trains or those massive drone fulfillment centers operating completely in the dark. We're always told this is peak human achievement. But is this frictionless supply chain actually a trap? The research we're looking at asks a fascinating question. What if this hyper-efficiency doubles as the perfect camouflage for control? The core concept they introduce is something called automated gridlock. The authors define this as the absolute enclosure of physical logistics and human movement using centralized autonomous code. Basically, when the physical grid runs on algorithms, the line between optimization and a complete blockade just vanishes. It literally only takes altering a few lines of routing script or revoking an API key to shut it all down.
Part 1, the disconnect switch. Let's get right into it.
Starting at the macro level, the source audits how independent trucking hubs are being forced into centralized platforms. So, you have to ask yourself, who really controls the route? You might think independent businesses do, but the reality of real-time telemetry paints a very different picture. Every single autonomous shipping container is constantly being monitored.
Ultimately, the platform dictates the clearance. According to the analysis, you no longer control the route. Instead, overarching infrastructure monopolies monitor everything, and they use algorithms to decide exactly who gets to move. The report breaks down how this gets weaponized in 3 quick steps. Step 1, metric failure. That's when a business misses some automated mandate. Step 2, silent bypass. The system instantly routes autonomous shipping entirely around them. And step 3, resource starvation. An entire region gets cut off. And the craziest part, not a single human customs officer had to lift a finger.
Moving on to part 2, the enforced halt.
Now, this danger scales down incredibly fast, right into your own smart city. The authors point out that modern cities heavily rely on centralized transit algorithms, but during civil unrest or economic noncompliance, the paper argues this system doesn't just manage traffic. It instantly flips from optimization mode straight into tactical containment mode. Here's how the source actually envisions this on the ground. Transit, stalled out. Electric vehicles, completely disabled remotely through over-the-air commands. Automated gates, locked tight. The physical layout of a city can essentially be weaponized in an instant, trapping populations inside very specific geo-fenced sectors. It's a heavy thought, but the report concludes that your everyday transport could literally become an automated holding cell. If your digital identity registry gets flagged, centralized corporate desks can shut down your mobility in a split second. You end up locked in by the exact same grid you rely on every day. Part 3, the private corridors. The final phase detailed in the source is the total privatization of reality itself. Access to physical mobility essentially becomes an exclusive software subscription. So as public infrastructure decays, you might actually need premium access tokens just to move through your own geography using toll-gated automated lanes. Check this out. If your compliance metric falls below a network's target threshold, boom, you land in the denied zone. Access nodes will just straight up block your passage. The authors are worrying that freedom of movement becomes entirely dependent on maintaining a passing score in some corporate database. The text proposes a scenario exactly like this. Your digital pass turns red. The gate remains locked. The network then isolates you to a local sector, mathematically cutting off your ability to travel, collaborate, or even engage in regional commerce. It's like a giant invisible wall. The physical world is actively being broken down into these fragmented, pay-to-access data zones. And it's not just about VIP lanes anymore. The source argues it's about the average citizen being geo-locked, while folks with premium access just speed right by in their private corridors.
Which brings us to our conclusion, the final enclosure.
We all obsess over the privacy of our digital chats, right? But the source warns that the final, most terrifying enclosure is happening right outside our front doors. Here's a direct quote. "The ultimate cage is made of concrete, steel, and autonomous code." The thesis here is absolutely clear. If you control the movement of goods and people, you control the absolute foundation of civilization. Just to quickly recap the source's main warnings here. Gridlocks are pre-programmed. Corridors are constantly monitored. Automated systems now literally hold the physical keys to human mobility, and the digital gates are closing all around us. The ledger, as they say, has been written. I'm going to leave you with this final, really provocative thought from the analysis. If you do not own the permission to move, are you already trapped? As digital locks engage on our physical reality, we really have to ask ourselves, who truly controls our freedom to just exist in the world? Thanks so much for watching this video and keep questioning the systems around you.